It is the year 2005. The treacherous Decepticons have conquered the Autobots' whole planet of Cybertron. Cybertron.
Not that much.
I just only went to the sado, eh?
My brain's a salad right now. Just beside the.
I know. Tell me about it.
Okay, hold on. So, are we going live on Facebook? Is that what's going on here? Like, are we going live?
Both, but don't turn those things on because it's gonna put a lot of what's called stress.
A lot of you know what with the this and the that.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Now, what if I check on it on my other computer that is not this one? Will that mess it up, or is that okay because it's a separate unit?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm closing the other shit now.
Yeah.
Before.
Last time I think Daniel had the YouTube or something like that on. It was like triple.
Was that me?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like triple echo the going on.
Yeah, that was funny. I just started laughing uncontrollably because I went to check the YouTube thing and it was just this wall of sound. And it was like,
it was a beat, yo. That we could like sample that and loop it.
Oh, and dupe it.
Intro beat.
Just don't be stupid.
So I guess we're doing headmasters today.
You know what? Since you guys said headmaster shit, I went and grabbed headmaster toys.
That's the way we do it, son. That's the way we do it.
that's what I do every time I get a topic. I'm like,
let me tell you something about a headmaster.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you just fine.
Okay, cool.
We're just talking. Talking over each other. I just said, let me tell you about a headmaster. Never mind those.
Good old-fashioned potty humor.
Forget about our
Or naughty humor. Or naughty humor.
Oh. I got a few headmasters. I really don't like them. But...
Let me tell you, your little missus is a bit of a headmaster herself.
On the side, yeah, man.
Yeah, I was really into Titan's Return when it was out, so I got a lot of those guys kicking around.
Oh, now that's cheating. Titan's Return, you know, that's not officially a headmaster.
But they remade like all the headmasters.
Yes, they did. But are they headmasters?
Well, their head comes off.
Yeah.
That's true. But I could knock your motherfucking head off. It don't make you no headmaster.
Excuse me. See? What are you say, Danny?
To put the motherfucker back on.
I don't know.
You see.
Who do you say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
We're gonna talk about headmasters 2 hours, right? Headmasters.
Well,
2
as a
hours,
starting
5
point, you know
hours,
how we
whatever you
tend to
want.
drift.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's if we stay on topic.
Drift is definitely not a headmaster. There's
Never.
open debate of whether he's even a transformer. Okay, so watch your drift in there, Anthony. I see what you're doing. Transition.
Okay, we're on.
Oh, are we up? All right.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hopefully we have a show with some audio without any interruption.
Otherwise,
Well,
it's a little...
welcome to another episode of Children of Primus.
Yes.
Quote unquote practicing to make sure that the show actually happens.
Alrighty then.
Take what is this episode try number 10?
Yeah. This will be our slogan. Children of Primus, where there's no the.
But there's a try. But there's a try. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We got to do a disclaimer. So our disclaimer is that this show's really for adult audience. If you're a child, I suggest you put on some Transformer cartoon and enjoy watching that. So there's our disclaimer, because there is going to be some language that may not be suitable and some jokes that might be suitable for adults. So
Something
kids,
that might
go
be
take a
suitable
swim.
for nobody.
They're even better. So, okay, welcome to Children of Primus, another episode, another show with Daniel, our special guest again. Hopefully, there's no echoes.
Part two, no echoes.
Might be a shine, but hopefully, no echo. So today's show, what are we talking about? What do we got here today?
As MicroMasters, Brain Masters.
I lost sound. I'm not hearing you guys, but it's on my side, so don't worry about it. Just give me a couple minutes. I'll get it reconnected.
All right. Anything that's humanoid connected to a Transformer?
That's a good way of dividing it. Not every master has been that, but the first bunch of masters were. So,
okay, because would you include like combiners as headmasters, because they add a head after, right? So I'm being cheeky.
Here we go again. Here we go. I should have just kept the shit on mute.
Arbitrary barriers. I don't think there's ever been a combiner where it was where their head was a guy the same way as it was with headmasters.
Well, yeah.
Well, what about
the Titan guy? What's his name again?
I was just going to say, are any of the Titan returns also like the central figure of a combiner? Like a Leader One? No.
I mean, no, not like they'd always, the best they get is they'd form like a torso or something, but they didn't do any combiners during the Titans return part of that.
Hold on, isn't not Metroplex the other guy?
Fortress Maximus.
Thank you.
He's a headmaster. He is a headmaster.
Not a headmaster,
but he's not a combiner.
He's a double headmaster basically.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you want to count it as that.
With a headmaster.
Yeah, there's the other guy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's funny because
Go ahead, Anthony. Sorry.
I don't have the new one because I don't really get Titans because they're too big. But the new Scorponok they just did in Earthrise imitates the thing Fortress Maximus did now, where they have like a small head and then a big head and then the body.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
But does the original Scorponok with Zarek, is that like a situation where Megatron turns into that small little gun?
Yeah, I mean, they sort of portrayed it fictionally that way, where he just like grew.
There you go. All right, but you know what? We kind of skipped ahead already, man, because we're going into the rabbit hole. So I guess does anybody want to take out a toy and show what is a headmaster?
Well, all I got is Titans Return guys here, which I count. In fact, I think they just coined the Titan Master thing as a way to not call them headmasters anymore.
Hold on, Anthony.
Wait, is there a was there like a copyright on it or something like that? I'm not sure. I'm only asking.
Well, possibly. That and it's just an easy name to make fun of. So they're like, in the 21st century, we call them Titan Masters now.
So that was a joke for adults. So remember, children's, go watch your cartoons.
It's a classy joke for adults. So it's a guy, and the head comes off, and the head turns into a guy, and then you change them into a car or whatever, and then the little guy can ride in the car. Yeah.
Okay, so
and what exactly that? Yeah.
Here's my head. But you want to know something funny?
Oh shoot!
What?
This head is not the original head to this body.
No.
Yeah.
Because my son decided. There you go. So my son decided to, put the head or lost it, whatever, in the carpet. I guess it got sucked up, and then Daddy had to go buy another head. And it was a good thing they actually sold these little packages of these little heads. Actually, I like this head better than the original one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. It's almost Grimlock-ish.
Grimlock.
Yeah, it's Clobber. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah.
Well, Clobber was whatever. What's his name? I don't know what this guy's name is.
The big guy or the little guy? The little guy's Clobber.
Both of them.
Big guy's Double Cross, a.k.a. Twinferno.
Twinferno.
There you go.
Wait, why you say AKA? He's got two names?
I don't have the original head on it. I lost it. So, well,
it's one of those copyright things. The G1 guy's called Double Cross, but they didn't have the rights, so the new ones are called Inferno now.
Oh, the original wasn't Twinferno?
Yeah, original was called Double Cross. They just don't have. It's one of them names you can't really copyright anymore.
You sure it's not the other way around?
No, it's just Double Cross is the OG one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the writer on that one.
The only reason why I'm confused is because I mentioned to spit. I've just I think I mentioned. I don't think I told you guys. I've actually coincidentally. Hold on, I'll be right back. I should say this with a prop. Somebody else take over. I'll be right back.
The cover for me.
Yes.
Clobber. Yeah.
Okay, so D's gonna go into his trailer there, like Optimus Prime trailer, where he has all his toys stashed. That's why he disappears a lot in our shows. What's his...
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is this then. So his name I don't know what this guy's name is.
The big guy or the little guy?
Now my proposal is POWERMASTERS, HEADMASTERS, or Titan Master, whatever. So can we safely say anything that's humanoid that becomes part of the Transformer? Are we going to classify that only? That's it. Just want to make sure.
As a headmaster?
Always good to make sure.
Well, yeah, if he's a headmaster, a target master, or I don't know, God master, or that master, any master, Master T, Master P, whatever.
Headmaster, the TV show. Yeah.
Yeah. The English, Japanese version, or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six Shot versus Chrome Dome.
Anyone in your life that you care?
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all seeing it? Can I put it down? I just want to make sure we got a good shot. Sorry to interrupt.
My girlfriend Jenny.
Yeah, we got a good shot.
The DVD.
Okay.
All right. Continue, Space.
Also, the theme song to that cartoon is an earworm. It gets stuck in my head easily.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of learning the Japanese. So far, the word I learned is tatakame, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's worth learning. Headmaster.
Another disclaimer.
And the lyrics are heavy.
Okay, we got to do another disclaimer. This is not cultural appropriation here. Okay, so we're just commenting we're just commenting on the CD, in case anybody gets offended.
Well, listen, no, it's here. You do know I'm a professor of this shit, right? So let's break it down. Right? There's appropriation, there's misappropriation, there's appreciation. We're talking about appreciation.
I get that. This is called disclaimer.
The other week, no doubt. The other week, Anthony and I, a couple weeks ago, were discussing this. So, and I was saying, we get to a certain number of subscribers, we're going to overdub the English language version, which we should do. But nonetheless, to make sure it's not cultural appropriation, and to Anthony's point, who's saying the song is dope as it is, I definitely think it's worth learning the Japanese, just to represent, because the song is that dope.
There you go. All right, so it is called culture appreciation.
When it's done the way we're doing it.
Awesome. Okay, good.
These other motherfuckers can't always vouch for them, but we appreciate the Japanese.
There we go. All right, Mikey, you were saying something?
Especially ninjutsu and the ninja bots.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if you get into Master Force, which was the sequel series to Headmasters, then they cover Power Masters, and most of them are humans too.
Yeah. Now speaking of humans joining with Transformers, are
Hold on a second.
pretenders?
Hold on a second. Anthony,
Yeah, Master Force, right there.
continue, Mike. Super God.
Master Force. That was
Yeah,
a weird
right.
show. Very
Let's
different.
Respect to the gods and earths. Okay. Oh. Build and destroy
Oh, karma.
gods and earths. 120.
What about the traveling toy guy? What do you gotta say?
You're talking about God, Jinrai, whatever. I got him right here, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
And
So, like, any chance of doing any of this in any kind of logical order? That's just out the window completely.
That's why it's called freestyle.
Okay, fine.
exactly.
That's fine.
Just embrace
Exactly.
the chaos.
All right, it's good.
But
it's
the
good
only thing that
practice.
the only thing I should say is that we got to give each other a bit of a chance to talk, right? So when we start all talking over each other, it gets become very chaotic. So
Hey, wait. Is it?
Yeah.
This box is pretty big.
God
Nice.
Bomber and God and Jinrai.
Oh, he's in the corner. He's in the bottom.
This
corner.
is G1, right?
No, those are updated versions of them, like Generations remakes.
Is that KFC? What company is that?
It's Takara.
Takara.
Yeah. This is a pretty badass set because it's they don't fit, but basically.
So, no, but it is the G. You're saying it's a reissue, but it's still the G1 mold.
No.
You got it.
It's
No,
not
it's a new toy.
Okay, guess what? We're doing this thing. People are giving answers and not listening to each other.
All right.
Stop it.
Now I'm in listening mode. Let's do this.
It wasn't. I don't think it was you. I think it was actually, ironically, it might have been Orlati saying yeah to a question.
I didn't say yeah. I just said yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that's a nice toy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're talking at the same time, so it's causing confusion. So let me ask. What version is that? Because I'm aware of the G1. I'm aware of the KFC third party. Apparently, that's neither.
Well, these guys, this one right here that I just showed.
Yes.
Oh no, those guys are from that's Takara. I think they're Titan's Return or Power of the Primes, but it's the Takara version. Is it not? Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the Takara versions of Titan's Return guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so there to clarify.
Listen, I think a good way for us, like a way to do this,
is
whenever you're in doubt,
Pixie.
Yeah, like you could say, oh, you want to know which version it is? Feel free to throw to the expert, which I think if it's G1, it's probably me or Spin. Let's say Spin for the sake of people getting their specialties. And Danny, I don't know your specialty, so we'll see. But let's say Spin is probably better than me at naming all the G1 characters, like even past, because I'm good like seasons 1 to 3, basically like 84 up to 86, and then I get foggy. But Spin has that on lock plus further than that. So I think he's the expert there. I'm the expert. Yeah. So I'm probably, not to say perfect, but I'm probably the expert among us in terms of the third party stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know, maybe Danny, I know that you sold the stuff.
Yeah, I was the
but also you drink.
other guy. I was more like I used to chop it, So
yeah, exactly. So that's different, right? Because you don't get high on your own supply.
I know. Well, I do.
So I'm the expert on one level. You're the expert when it comes to wheeling and dealing and making that green.
Yeah, you know.
If you know what I'm meaning. Okay. So, and then everything in between G1 and third party.
Yeah.
Anthony is the expert.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're just making a big checklist. Pretty much since 2006, they've just been slowly updating the G1 line, occasionally circling back to re-update guys. But let's just, even if they were on the cartoon, 87, 88, they were still making the toys, and they were still in the Marvel comics and stuff. So the line itself just slowly gets to them, and just by the time they hit Power of the Primes, they were hitting like the 87, 88 people.
But I think what Spin is asking is like, so that's the corporate answer, like as in what Hasbro, what their logic is to sell, to make money off their intellectual property. But I think Spin is asking like, what's the rationalization in fiction when they introduce figures or characters that didn't originally fit in that same timeline?
Yeah, that's interesting because like a lot of the modern Titans Return and stuff doesn't usually have like a main fiction around it. Like you got like the TV show toy lines have their thing, like Prime and Robots in Disguise, and the movies have their thing. But like the Generations line's always sort of been like not quite fiction free, but it doesn't have a lot of fiction. Like they had the little Netflix miniseries, and then the IDW comics sort of incorporated a few people, but like generally they don't really have fiction. They're just relying on people remembering the old guys.
Well, I was just going to add on to that is just at the end of the day, what Anthony was saying, but it's also the Generations. It's probably its own universe as well too, because you got to remember, Transformer they have the multi-universe as well too, right? So there's probably like a new multiverse that's coming in, that's coming out right now with all these how do you say it, guest appearance of our favorite G1 or our favorite Beastmaster or Beast Wars or whatever cases that are jumping into Generations, right? So, and then with some of that other lines or other storylines that are coming in, because again we talked about this in our first episodes and so forth about like the primes and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's I think it's just another universe or multiverse that's coming in, or it's being presented. And there goes D.
But I mean, isn't that what they like? I believe that officially that's what they call it. Like either it's an aligned continuity, which I'm blacking in and out of the aligned continuity. Apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say. You're getting stuck into another multiverse,
as long as
another
you can still hear me,
podcast.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah.
Go to camera B. Yeah, I am back into place. Once again, I'm back in.
But it also goes back to what you like. It all goes back to what you kind of said.
No, I just want to say, I think that like officially, that's exactly what they're saying, right? So although they haven't given us like a definitive fiction, what Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse have been saying is exactly what you said, is that they're creating an aligned continuity or a new multiverse that incorporates all of all the characters, all the different Transformer fictions.
All the fan favorites, put it that way, right?
Yeah, IDW tends to
not the ones that the fans didn't like. They're excluded.
No, but if you think about it, it's like, for example, like it's a little bit, it's like a sprinkle of this and sprinkle of that, right? To help all the other age groups to like those particular characters that are coming in. Like, for example, you and I and Spin, we're a little older than Anthony and Daniel, right? So if
remind us, come on.
I know. But Anthony, he grew up mostly on Beast Wars, right? So when a Beast Wars character
please
comes in,
don't remind us.
There you go.
Because I'm starting to like the guy.
Hey, I watched G1 reruns growing up before elementary school because they reran them for G2.
That's true.
That's why I started to like the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, counterpunch. No, punch and counterpunch right there.
Yeah.
So, but it also goes back to what you said too about the corporate side of it as well, right? So it's a mix and match, right? It's trying to find, I guess, a happy medium. You got to make some money out of it too, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a happy medium with this camera. I don't want to.
What I was saying was IDW and the Prime Wars stuff and the Netflix stuff that sort of loosely sells it. It just presents these characters as existing contemporaneously without needing to introduce them. Like even when the Generations line started being a little bit of everything and IDW tried to sort of sell them, it was just like, okay, well, there's 87 guys here. There's a whole planet of Beast Wars guys over here. Couple of Unicron Trilogy Beast Machines guys. They just exist at the same time. They're just over here. This is just one thing.
Well, like, look, for example, when Generations were doing their, what's it called, their Thrilling 30s or something like that.
Thrilling 30.
Yeah, there you go. Rhinox was in it.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That's what I was alluding to. Like, Thrilling 30 had a Rat Trap, and so then in the IDW comics that are running at the same time, they brought in Rat Trap, and it's not like he's not from the future, from another universe. They're just like, no, Rat Trap just exists with these guys, with these G1 guys, and here he is too, And it was the same with the, with the Titan Masters and Headmasters and whatever. Sometimes they wouldn't present them as being Headmasters or Target Masters or anything. They'd just be like normal robots that existed, and maybe they'd get the Titan Master thing, maybe they wouldn't. But that's sort of how they handled it in fiction.
Well, if you look at
they've done it exactly like that from the beginning, right? With robots sometimes having an origin story in G1, and other times just popping up out of nowhere, like as if they were always on the Earth.
Well, look at one of the characters. Okay, since we're going right back to the Headmasters, right? Look at one of the characters that actually my supplier over there got me. You have the Galvatron here.
Ooh.
Was he a head? My daughter did this. What's it called? Is he a Headmaster? Was he a Headmaster back in the days?
Nope.
Right, but he's a great figure. I'll tell you that, man. Look at that, eh? Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not. He's a Titan. He's a Titan Master.
Yeah. People felt weird about that because Titan's Return was just sort of continuing that checklist of updating G1 people, but because the point of the line was, Headmasters / Titan Masters, suddenly everybody that happened to show up in that line was now had that ability. So it got like mixed reactions because of that. Like they did a cup here that I have, and but also his head comes off because they happened to be released during that little slice of time.
See,
I didn't really get like why people were upset about that.
Yeah, me
like,
neither.
it's not like the sculpt suffered.
Yeah.
Maybe with the Galvatron, maybe I heard with Galvatron like the head would fall off or would pop off or something. So perhaps with that exception,
do you have that?
I don't really see why.
Yeah. Well, but those are the diehard fans, right? You can't please everybody. But it's almost like a wedding, right? You just can't please everybody.
Yeah, okay, but sometimes, so basically, you guys are all saying that you think is not worth complaining about. But sometimes there are good reasons, right? Like if the sculpt suffers, or if they sacrifice one gimmick, like for instance the jump starters. So the jump starters were reintroduced in, Anthony will tell us which of these generations lines.
Titans Return.
Titans Returns. There you go. And they look really good. I'm actually disappointed that I wasn't. Maybe they were like Generation Select or whatever. For whatever reason, I wasn't able to get them. Do you have them?
No, but I do know that they weren't a special release or anything, but they were towards the end of the line, so they were kind of hard to find.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, they look good. Like I have. There are third-party jump starters as well, which I'm sure Danny will have sold. And I have them, but they're chug scale and aesthetic. They're not really MP. We're sort of early on, in third party. So those Titan Return ones, they might be your best option for a masterpiece scale jump starter. However, they don't jumpstart.
Yeah.
And instead,
they don't do the gimmick.
They headmaster. So in that case, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely see your point. The only thing that I can think of, let's just say, when these Titan Return came out, maybe it was a bit of a, I don't know, homage to the was it Machinas or something like that? That had the little robot guys that control the vehicles. Which line was that before? Not the Diclones.
Diclone?
Was it the Diclone lines?
Yeah, Diclones all had drivers.
Yeah, so maybe that's a bit of an homage to that kind of. I don't know. I'm just coming up with just an idea, an opinion.
No, because jump starters weren't. They didn't have.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, D. I'm just saying the only reason why they probably did that line, like the Titan Returns, maybe it was a bit of an homage to that as well too. I don't know. It's just an opinion that I have, right?
And what is that called? That's Micromaster.
Yeah, the
Microman.
Microman, is it? It's not Micromaster. Yeah. Microman.
Yeah, Micromasters are those guys from late G1. But yeah, Microman was one of the pre-Transformer lines, and Diclone was the other one.
So here's something which, even though I'm sure you guys all know this to some level, I'm not sure if you've thought about it in this way, which this didn't really occur to me until I watched the show, which I'm sure you've all seen, The Toys That Made Us.
Oh yeah.
So we all know that Transformers came from Diaclone, and then as you guys have already alluded to, you are all aware that originally the Diaclone figures had little drivers.
Yeah.
And that answered a question when we learned that. I assume we've never talked about this. I assume for you, you guys, like, it clicked when you learned that piece of Transformers trivia history. You're like, oh, that's why, as a kid, you notice that there's seats in at least some of those early figures, right? Like Sunstreaker was my first figure, and Thundercracker.
Yeah.
It's not a G1 figure.
I know, but you know what? No, I'm just showing the point. So here.
No, that doesn't show the point.
No. What I'm saying to you,
if we had a young, impressionable viewer who saw you hold that up at this time.
No, so here's your little. Hold on. Here's your little guy, and then it goes into the driver's seat.
This is a dramatic reenactment. This is not an actual Diaclone mold.
No.
So here, I got something. I got something more accurate
by imitation.
Okay, so
thank you, Anthony.
Disclaimer.
Somebody who has a little bit of respect for Transformers.
And there you go.
Drivers go in there.
Where's my head? Huh?
I know.
Grimlock had the same one too.
Indulging in Energon before the show.
See?
Yeah. The Dinobots and the Insecticons, because they were also Diaclones, have seats on them for figures.
So anyway, back to what I was saying about the Micromasters. Microman.
Interrupt you. That's all.
So even though I assume you guys all had that sort of aha moment whenever it was that you learned that.
Mm-hmm.
But it still wasn't until I watched The Toys That Made Us, which was just like 2 years ago, right, when it came out, that I learned this, which is that that the Transformers evolved from a line of action figures that were not robotic at all.
Yeah.
Right. So they were they were just guys, and they were driving stuff. It was a lot more like Mask. Mm-hmm. Right.
Or Voltron.
So it starts out with just or kind of like Pacific Rim, like people, and then there's big robots, and then eventually the robots become more and more of the focus, and then they take over. And so this sort of dichotomy that Spin started us off with in terms of these different versions of the Headmaster fiction, one where the head itself is the sentient organism, and the large transformer is in the Japanese cartoon called a transector, right? Essentially just a vehicle or a mech suit, right? As is the case of Power Master Prime versus God Ginray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, dope.
Real old school. Yeah. Yeah.
Voltron, G-Force.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part is, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the funny part
imagine a world where machines don't have any feelings. It's like, then freedom wouldn't even be their right.
Terminator. So what was I gonna say? But hold on, but you're missing something, okay? You know what's actually was a really good example of that, and it was a fantastic cartoon line as well too. Robotech.
What I love Robotech.
That was like my soap opera.
Yeah.
Not so much. I like the toys and stuff for the like model kits, but I never actually watched the shows. It was kind of like before my time.
What are you trying to say?
Offense.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, definitely for that. I actually had that one, but outside of that, like, you know, I always like the model kits and the toys. They look cool as hell, right? But I just never got to watching the show. I don't know. I could never, you know, it's just something I didn't watch. So, but
the Veritech fighter, like, Robotech Veritech fighter.
Wasn't Gundam Man Gundam or something like that based on something similar too?
Similar.
Yeah.
I never really got into that. So
pilots, there's humanoid pilots, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a '90s kid, Power Rangers was my biggest touch point when it came to piloted non-sentient mechs as a thing. Out, you know.
Yeah, Power Rangers. Yeah, makes sense.
Thieves. Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa,
Okay, we got sound effect now.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the flying saucers buzzing my house.
oh shit.
You know.
Cosmos.
So okay, so let's get back to the. So are we okay? So are we gonna classify? Okay, how could I put this down? Did you like that whole storyline of the Headmasters? Since we were talking about the other cartoons and all that, did you like it?
Yeah, which one? Here's what I wanted to ask. Let me add something on that question. Which of the different versions of the Headmaster fiction is your favorite, and or which one do you hate? Which one do you love? Which one do you hate? Are you indifferent?
Yeah. I kind of preferred the Takara anime version specifically. It's a lot simpler. Plus, I think the show was better. And just because I found the whole premise of the head being a separate entity to be a little thematically confused, because I was like, do they exist? Are they even capable of existing separately? Does this robot just does this small guy just permanently resign himself to being this guy's head for the rest of his life? Is the other guy stuck as a car for the rest of his life if the little head guy wants to wander off and do his own thing?
Hold on. With you.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Let me hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't the actual brain of the, let's just say, whatever robot went into the chest and it stayed there in a sense, and then the humanoid, that's where, you know, transform into the head part, and that's how they coexisted. If I remember correctly.
I'm like, if Stylor wants his own life, does this mean Chrome Dome has to be permanently headless?
Yeah, because apparently, like the whole brains or whatever was in the chest part area. I guess it got pushed down or something. I can't. I don't remember.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was glowing or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So okay.
So I just like to.
I don't think Anthony, that you're your objection is sustainable because from G1 we have plenty of instances where transformers get stuck in their alt mode, right? So you go into your alt mode, it doesn't fuck up your head. You can still think, right? So it's just like, okay, they take the head off, so what? They're still sentient without the head looking around. They can still see. Sunstreaker and Sideswipe can still drive, and they know where they're going, even though the head isn't showing. So your objection is overruled.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Ratchet and Ironhide.
Yeah, it's because they were supposed to be Diaclones. There was supposed to be a guy sitting there.
Yeah. And then they sold later on. They sold the clip-on head after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the case, but that's the case with everything, though. So
Right. So
if you're gonna accept,
is that a headmaster too? Then
robots as sentient beings, you just have to understand they don't need fucking heads the way we do. It's not
Okay,
that.
but I'm
It's
just
not
saying,
that serious for them.
were they considered the first headmasters then?
Well, I mean,
The clip-on heads.
Oh, nice. No, because those clip-on heads came later.
Right.
Yeah, they were like 2000s reissues things.
Okay. All right. So who's next? Who wants to give their opinion on their? If
All right.
who wants to
Listen.
go next?
Listen. Oh, never mind. I was going to start regulating, but you are regulating. So good job. I think it's Spin's turn to tell Anthony why the cartoon version is shit and why the Nebulon fiction version is the cool one. If I'm not mistaken, but that's my guess. Mm. Yeah.
So we got one for the comic book.
Have you guys all read the 4-issue miniseries?
I have not. I didn't make it that far into my Marvel read.
I glimpsed it.
I just can't.
I'll tell you my reason.
How dare you give an opinion?
I'm gonna give my opinion after.
You
Don't
don't
worry.
even know
I'm
the
gonna
other
give my
side
opinion.
of the story.
Listen, D-Lad,
The
I'm gonna tell you.
side of the story.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Mike. Go ahead,
And
Mike.
no, I'm gonna let Daniel go. We gotta show a little bit of respect to our guest here.
No, I'm listening, man.
He hasn't read it either, so what the fuck?
I haven't. Right. That's why I don't talk. When I don't know, I don't talk. I just listen.
So we got
From A to
comic
B.
book, we got cartoon, and we got I don't know.
We're gonna vote.
There's
We're gonna have a
different.
vote.
There's 3 versions.
What about you, D?
I'm going last.
You want to go last? Okay. You ready? I hated it, man. It sucked. It sucked. The
what do you hate it on?
cartoon, and it sucked in the comic book. I just didn't like the whole concept. I hated it, to be honest with you. They could have did a better. No, I hated it. I think it's a stupid gimmick.
You're just saying hated it. You're not telling us what you hated.
I'm gonna get there. Okay, the whole point is that it sucked because I just didn't like the gimmick. I didn't like the fact that, here, I'm a robot. I need somebody to be my head now. Oh, so now I can fight better and I can, I just didn't like the whole concept of it. Even Target Master, look, now I got somebody that turns into my gun and I can shoot better. What, was he a stormtrooper before? I don't know, right? The whole point for me.
Did you vet any of these motherfuckers before you let them on the podcast?
Listen, you mother knucker. All I'm going to say to you is that I hated the whole concept. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole gimmick. I think they could actually take it further. And for me, that would have been a perfect opportunity. If they wanted to do something like that, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to introduce the GoBots into the line of the Transformers. You laugh. You laugh. Hold on.
Oh my God! Blasphemy!
Hold on.
Burn this motherfucker at the stake.
You got her laughing. But hold on. Wait.
Roll in the smelting pool.
Wait a minute. With your 5,000 Patreon. Hold on. With your 5,000. Wait. Your 5,000 Patreon.
Give them to the Sharpticons.
All right. With your 5,000 Patreon. Okay. We're gonna rewrite that whole Headmaster.
Where's Traxxas when you need him to throw this motherfucker in the smelting?
No. We're gonna rewrite the whole Headmasters.
Yes, Anthony. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. I'll go ahead. Yes.
No.
I hated it. Yeah. Yeah. No. Because I have my mind in my chest and my chest on my mind. Okay, and
That is the dog song?
You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm out of here.
You doing good? You know what I mean? My whole point is this: going back to the GoBots. All right. If you recall, hold on. If you recall in the IDW, right, when Megatron was fighting in the pits, one of his main competitors was a guy named Psykill. And Psykill was actually one of the best gladiators on the time because he had a whole bunch of what's called, you know how you mark your rifle for every kill that you had? Well, he had a whole bunch of that on his chest plate there. Anyways, to make a long story short, if you recall, well, GoBot's history is all about they were first humans. They were like they were humanoids or they were humans. And then later on, what happened is that their planets were being destroyed, right?
Keep talking. I'm going to be right back.
No problem. The whole thing was that the planet was being destroyed. And what they ended up doing, they started transferring their bodies and their minds into these robots. And then they eventually become more robot than human, right? So they could have did some connection with, like, you know how Megatron got thrown out of Astro Train in the movie and ran into Unicron? Well, they could have did something like that. They probably could have picked up all these gladiators that kind of died, threw them away. Psykill kind of survived, ended up on Goltron or Golbatron, whatever the hell that planet was called, right? And then from there, could have got reverse engineered. And then that's where that whole storyline could have connect. And then you could do something like that. I would have preferred something like that versus, I don't know how to shoot. Can you transform into a gun for me? Oh, I don't know how to think to drive better. Can you become my head? I don't know, man. I just didn't like the whole concept. That's just my opinion.
Quick question, clarification question.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, am I right in assuming that you are the one who picked the topic for the week?
No, okay. I did not.
Anthony, you picked it?
No, it was Mike. I mean, Spin.
Oh. Okay. Then never mind. I was going to say, did you pick this fucking topic?
Nope.
Did you pick the Headmaster, Target Master topic
just to talk
about robots?
Nope.
No, and Danny's freaking out. Danny's turning it. Danny's about to become Autobot X right here. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just I mentioned this the other time. Tom Scioli wrote a GoBot series in 2019. This is the trade paperback version. Just read this.
Look, I'm gonna hang up if this is gonna turn into a GoBot podcast, okay? Because that's not what I signed up for. I do not GoBots. I do not endorse GoBots. I do not purchase GoBots. I do not watch GoBots.
I have never consumed any GoBots media aside from this one, and I got it because he did the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, and that was really good. And so I was like, he wrote this, and I'm like, okay, well, let's check it out. And it's really weird, and
is this like a I'm not racist but statement? I don't endorse GoBots, but
I endorse this book, and it does have a Transformers connection, but you got to wait till the end of it.
Yeah, that's what they said about Beast Wars, whatever. Spin and I didn't fall for it. The rest of you guys.
Share my screen.
All I know is I have filters. Cool.
All I'm just
saying, a hater.
All I'm just saying, they could have ran a better storyline if they had done something like that. I'm not saying, like I'm correct.
You didn't read the fucking story, bro.
I couldn't bring myself to it. I just don't like it.
That's Paul.
I just could. No,
that's prejudging.
No, I just couldn't do it.
Literally,
sorry.
That's what that is.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They would. I mean, they could cross them over today, but they couldn't have crossed them over in the 80s because they were owned by totally different people.
I'm
going to share my screen here.
I think you have some of those, don't you?
Yeah, but not here. They're over in I got them in storage.
Oh, yeah, keep them there.
Yeah.
Look how nice that looks.
Look, it's Psykill getting killed.
Look how nice that is.
Yeah, that's dope.
You're telling me that would have been?
So I do like that the whole Psykill connection there.
You know what I mean? It was Victor Prime could have cut it. Sorry. You know what I mean?
That was at the very end of a thing they did mostly throughout Dreamwave Comics and then a little bit throughout early IDW, where the GoBots kept showing up in tiny cameos, either as corpses or as people getting killed whenever they needed background people.
I just find that, I'm not going to say GoBots are the best. They're the better Transformer company out there. I'm not going to say that, right?
I think you just did.
No, what I'm saying is that if there were gonna, I shouldn't say if, when they were doing that storyline, I just wish they would have came up with something like this versus what they came up with, because it's like what Anthony said. All it was a big sell ad, you know what I mean? And the whole concept, the idea, I don't know. I didn't agree with it. That's just my opinion. So D, you can take it from here now.
I think we need to throw to Danny. It's Danny's turn, and then I'm going to do my tirade. Danny's interrupted enough that I need to be quiet for 5 minutes and listen to Danny. Sorry, and then I'm going to do my headmaster presentation.
No, going back to the GoBots. You know what? The third.
Do you really got to talk about GoBots? Can you not talk about Headmaster?
Oh yeah, we were talking about Headmaster. Well, Hard was it Hardhead? He was one of my because I had the toy.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool, man. So, but I never really got too much into like the show so much. I just like the toys. So, that was my jam. But
so you only had a Hardhead?
Only growing up, yeah. That was the only one that I had out of the Headmasters. So I didn't have much of those.
And then what about when you became a high stakes wheeler and dealer? Like, did you get the Make Toys ones?
The Make Toys ones were actually my favorite, man. They had was it Chrome Dome, Hardhead, And then there was that Target Master dude, which is pretty good. I forgot what his name was.
Point Blank.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. So
I'm like kicking myself for never having got that Point Blank.
yeah, he was cool, man. Just the colors and having the Target Master stuff. Yeah, it was nice figure. Man.
Yeah.
But,
I was like
yeah.
wheeling and dealing, and I was waiting, and I figured because it was like a off brand, like a not well known character, he wouldn't sell out, and I'd be able to get him like when the price dropped, and then he sold out, and I was never able to get him.
Yeah, it was a hard one.
Oh dear, Cycle getting some shots in.
The rematch of the century.
Maybe okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Daddy. Sorry, buddy. I had to do a little teasing there.
I'm done, yo. You guys take it from here now.
Spin, can I get a full screen?
Stay on topic, I guess.
Danny's way of engaging with it is the best way. He's just like, the toys are cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man, the cartoon was okay, man, but I didn't get into it much. After like the G1 movies, that was kind of it for me. But the toys are cool,
Yeah.
That's it. I always like seeing the figures that you wouldn't see in the shows anyways. You wouldn't see too much, But yeah, anyways.
Yeah. The little D-listers that you could just impress your own personalities on tend to be some of my favorites.
Yeah, right. Like the variants and that.
And I mean, Titan's Return was one of my favorite recent lines that they did. Up until Siege, that was probably the one line that I had the most stuff out of.
Yeah, they had tons of figures, man. I'm kind of back collecting right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you remember Andrew Chow? You did a lot of shows with us.
Yeah. He's
chopping me his collection slowly.
Ooh, nice.
Every couple of weeks, he'll bring me a figure or two. And I stay on budget
Are
that way.
you working on getting that full screen?
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say real quick, this is my favorite Titans Return figure they did. They finally made a Headmaster RC like in the Rebirth.
I'm right here.
Yeah. His head comes off, turns into Daniel Witwicky.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, this is hard to get because it was like a Hasbro toy shop thing, which was like the thing they had before Hasbro Pulse. As I like imported it, and then
I think that figure looks pretty good. A lot of people dissed it because it's the Blur model, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, Blur, they went nuts on the Blur mold. They used it for like a billion different things. But it was really versatile, so it wound up working out pretty good.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking mold, right?
Yeah. What do I got kicking around? It's like they did her, which was a crazy retool, and then they turned it into Brainstorm, and it also worked pretty well for him because they added the wings and stuff.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't notice that connection, but now that you show it, it's obvious.
Yeah, it's the same transformation.
How many of the parts are remolded? Is there a significant reuse of parts, or is it just the concept?
Oh, they're pretty clever. There's a lot of the same parts, but they hide it a lot with paintwork.
It looks different enough either way, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like here's the Takara blur that they did, and compare it to RC, and they've changed the shoulders and the head.
Yeah, they're all the same, man.
Yeah, not much else, but they hide it a lot with paintwork.
Yeah, like these two figures here, they're the same thing. It's just a little extra plastic here and there. That's it, in different colors.
Yeah, but what we're talking about, Mike, is that sometimes they put more of an effort into differentiating them than others.
No, I get that, but I don't know.
They did it as
sometimes it sucks.
Yeah, they did it as Nautica, and they just added some shoulders and then changed the paint around. Yeah, but it was probably the best bit of tooling to come out of Titan's Return. So like I wasn't even mad that it got reused a lot because it's really great to transform and stuff. It just if they had to redeco something like a billion times. That was a good one for them to choose. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Spin. Looks like Spin's on me here. So let me show you what I got here.
What you got? Oh, hey. Speaking of brainstorm.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can actually start the podcast. Now that everybody's done fucking around.
Is that a GoBot?
So at the beginning,
he's gonna cross the border and fight you.
Hold on, let's get rid of this green screen stuff here. Give me 1 second. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there you go. Accurate color. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, despite all the tomfoolery, people trying to show you things that are not headmasters, this is an actual headmaster from the actual time period. What's that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now the scholars are speaking. So Arcana, is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Now that one that Anthony, that you're showing there.
Yeah.
Trying to upstage me, are you?
I was just showing you that I had a version.
Yes. Well, now at least it's not a Titan's Return. At least that is a headmaster.
Right.
Or is that the Titan's Return?
This is the Titan's Return one.
That's the Titan's
Well,
Return.
That's not.
There is no headmasters.
That's not the good one. Let me show you the good one.
Jeez.
Now, before
back in the trailer.
So before they did that Titans Return stuff, which is, questionable.
Yeah.
They did this, which I know.
Oh yeah, the Thriller.
I know, Anthony, you have some things to say about. Now, this is actually the best version of this character that actually any company has made, come to think of it, because it doesn't compete with third party because Make Toys has not got around to doing this guy yet. They've done Chrome Dome and Hardhead only.
Yeah.
So as it stands, this is actually the absolute best version of this character you can get, and it's modeled after the version from the artwork that Michael Orlatti loves so much and likes to draw our attention to, because this is that good IDW stuff.
IDW, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the best of all worlds here. We have the good fiction, not the garbage cartoon fiction.
Mm-hmm.
We have the character as it is supposed to be, from that respects the fiction in the way the scholars here respect. But we must acknowledge those Marvel that 4-issue limited series that the three of you shouldn't even be on this podcast until you read it, because it's that dope. However, we will acknowledge that the art is not all that good. The art is kind of shitty in those Marvel comics relative to the IDW stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Not really, because like even the art in the cartoon was better than the art in those Marvel comics, in my opinion. Like look at the G.I. Joe comics that were from the same period, right? Like the G.I. Joe cartoon and the comic is not worse, maybe it's better. But the Transformers comics, that art was pretty lackluster. Like I drew Transformers better than they did in those comics at that time, and I was 8.
Headmasters in particular was known for being a rush job, hence why there was so many art errors in it.
But like it is a good series. Like it's worth a read. You know, jokes aside. So now here is my favorite of the Titan Returns. Talking about Titan Returns, we're talking about a character who was in the Japanese Headmaster series, but was not a headmaster.
Ready to get blasted now.
Blaster right here. This is a dope version of Blaster because he's got this helmet.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, this is what people complained about. Take that off. That wasn't supposed to happen on camera. So you take this helmet off. It's neat because now I don't know which fiction it is. You guys can tell me. But like the original G1 Toy Blaster, he had a visor, right?
Yeah.
And then in the cartoon, he had eyes. And so here, what you get now, here's something that like brings them together. Here you're talking about like aligning the continuity and making the different things make sense.
Yeah.
Right. Here you got him with both, which is pretty dope. And then he's a Titan Master.
Yeah, they did something similar to that with
now. Who is this character right
Wheeljack.
here, though? That's what I want to know.
That is Twin Cast, according to the packaging.
Oh, okay, beautiful. So they bring in like 3 different continuity lines. That's neat. How they're homaging all these different things, and the RC that you showed is also homaging, bringing together the fiction in a cool way.
Yeah.
Right. Because she was basically the babysitter for Daniel in the Japanese Headmasters series.
Yeah.
So it was also in the G1 as well too.
Yeah. Plus
in RG1 she was a warrior. Like what I'm saying is that if in the Headmasters series that I've been watching that I showed you guys, like if that was your only introduction to RC, you would think that she like was a maid bot.
No, you're right.
Like she'd never picked up a gun, never fights.
No, I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is that in the I guess the American version, Daniel was also the headmaster for RC. He was wearing that ectoskeleton whatever suit.
Yeah, this is a triple homage too, because her robot design on this figure is actually more based on her appearance in the recent IDW comics. So you got like 3 levels of things going on.
But I like what they did. I like what they did with Blaster there, because they did that with Wheeljack, and they also did that with what's called Jetfire as well too, like removing the mask, the shields and all that, so you see a face. Daniel, you were gonna say something? Sorry.
No, I was just saying that I need to get that figure.
Oh, the RC?
Yeah, and
The
also
RC
that
or the
blaster. No, I need that blaster. I need to get that one.
Actually, let me tell you something else about the blaster I just showed you guys.
He's sick, yo.
Here, we'll put him back on the screen as we're talking about him.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick plug here. If you guys want to trade, swap, or you guys want to sell, you can go to Children.
If you're looking for
Primus,
this figure, you never know.
There you go, Daniel.
All right, fair enough.
Look, you could trade, you could swap, and you could sell on our classified. So that's a quick little plug. Just want to add that in there. Go ahead.
In this big black box here on the side of our live stream, that should have popped up a little scrolling image of Children of Primus as he gave that, which I'm sure that's what you put it there for. Let me transition my camera here. So the other thing I want to tell you about this character that's really awesome. Are you guys seeing him right now? This blaster?
Yeah.
So the coolest way I've seen this guy displayed, and actually the reason that I bought this figure, because I bought this, like I wasn't in on Generations until Earthrise, or until the War for Cybertron trilogy, because it really started to get G1. Before that, I'm just doing straight MPs.
MP.
But I, except for the odd figure, like that Brainstorm. But this guy I got because I saw somebody turn him into a set of turntables, and then they had Masterpiece Sunstreaker DJing on him.
Whoa.
So that's another really cool thing you can do with this figure. Like you can turn him into essentially like a set of turntables.
Sick. Yeah. And that makes sense for you, definitely. In your case.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right, Spin. Am I able to get another full screen? Boom. Y'all seeing that?
Yeah.
Are those the G1s or are those retro Headmasters things?
That's some G1-ish. G1, is it?
I'll let you narrate, Anthony, as I present. We'll tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So like, are those the retro ones? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the reissues of the Titans Return guys that they did recently, and where they put them in G1 style boxes.
Right.
So here's the Titans Returns as you've been showing us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Those are how they originally came out. And then these are the retro packages.
So then how could you be? You're like this guy's not a headmaster, he's a Titan master. But then they stuck him in a box that called him a headmaster.
Well, that's why, because these ones are the headmasters. You see.
It just came in the wrong box.
Be precise.
It just came in the wrong box.
Snapdragon. Yeah, we were doing the Triple Changers episode. We forgot about them until like the very end.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is, if you really think about it, it was more like in the toys line, it was more the Target Masters, Decepticons were against the Headmasters, Autobots.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they advertised it in the commercials and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Because like Cyclonus. No, I was gonna say Cyclonus was like leading that pack because he became a Target Master, right? And so it was almost like, even in the cartoons, I believe it was like almost like the Target Master versus the Headmasters. And then eventually, that's when the roles switched after. Then the Autobots got some Target Masters and they got some Headmasters, the Decepticons, right? So. But I'm gonna come back. When D's all done, I'm gonna circle back because there's another way that they could have did this with G.I. Joe, but I'll let D finish.
All right. Well, thank you for throwing back to me here.
We're killing some time for you.
Can we get a close up?
I can see Danny's face right now. He's just looking at those toys like, how can I sell that? How can I get my hands and sell that?
Man, I wanted to pick these ones up, man, but
tell me when you're ready.
I couldn't find them, y'all. So yeah, I settled for the Time Masters.
Yeah.
I believe DJ Spinister requested some Decepticon Headmasters.
Ooh. Oh, that's a vintage one. That's not the same box.
That's correct.
That's OG, yo, OG.
You see what I did there, Anthony. You're like, well, what is that? Is that the real one or the fake? So I'll give you the retro first, to whet
What
your
do we
appetite
got here?
for the real shit right here.
I never knew side by side.
Nice. Been nice.
Rat bat, you mean?
Rat bat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, two different
Look at
forms,
that,
right?
right there. Now, did you guys have these figures?
Before my time. I didn't realize the boxes were so much bigger than the new ones, though.
Yeah. It blows them away.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a bit of a, I was on a bit of a budget back in those days.
You didn't have these guys? Man, I remember. Oh, look at this. There's the price tag is on this, like from when I bought it as a kid.
Well, it was
What
either
was it? What was
15,
it?
either 15 or $25.
Oh, it was more, my guy.
I can't.
much?
It's a little too pixely. Oh, $21.99.
Hey, I wasn't that far off.
Let's go to the close-up here. We actually have a high.
You know what $21.99 cost? How much that was back in those days, man? That's a lot of money, man.
I do know.
Was that Sears or Towers? Or Woco?
Kmart.
Can you make it out? Now you can see the price tag clearly, but it's very faded.
I was gonna say, even for a, that's not a. I mean, like most deluxes these days go for just at about 30 Canadian, so that's not much in the way of inflation over like all those decades.
This is Canadian. Oh no.
No,
Oh, that's Canadian.
Yeah.
That's like $40.
Dude, the $21.99 back in those days. Yeah, it was like $50, $60 today, man.
Wow. So they cost less now.
Did you know with
Yeah.
I put a lot of money back those days, man. Oh, that's Grand and Toy. I mean, Grand Toy.
Toy City.
Toy Cran. No, oh, sorry, Toy City. That's it.
Toy City, dude.
That was the rival to Toys R Us, man. They had the Panda.
Yeah, it was a short-lived, basically like, exactly. It was another Toys R Us.
Yeah, but the Canadian version of it.
Right.
It was a pandemonia there, man.
Look at exactly. Like when I got this, man, this shit was the shit. Like this is a good figure too. Like,
Yeah, it was the shit of the shit back in those days. You know why? Because I couldn't afford it, man. Otherwise, I had to steal it. Did I say that too loud?
Spin.
I had no idea that.
The G1, the Autobot Headmasters. Funny because you were saying like the Autobot Headmasters is so much better known, but those figures, this brainstorm actually, in comparison, and the Chrome Dome, those figures are trash compared to this figure right here, and this Mind Wipe over here. Like, you remember when we were talking about figures that have like good articulation? Like this robot here, you know, I mean, it's you know, simple, right? But he's got actual knees that bend. He bends at the waist. His arms, you know, move. He doesn't have elbows, but like he has like really good articulation. It's a nice big bot. You know, the way we were saying like Shockwave and Optimus Prime and Galvatron. You know, these two figures are in that range. Having, you know, I think bending knees is like a big thing. When the legs are individually articulated and the knees bend, because so many G1 figures, you know, the torso and the legs were just, you know, didn't move.
You were just happy they stood up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so over to one of you guys while I get my next set of show and tell items ready.
All right, so I'm going to circle back to G.I. Joe. Now, that was another great opportunity. They could have did a whole cartoon movies with G.I. Joe hooking up with Transformer, going against Cobra Commander. Then I could have understood some of those G.I. Joe characters transforming into a gun and becoming target masters or headmasters or whatever case is.
You know, it's interesting they never really properly did that. The comics crossed over, and then like the show had a couple of references and like a Cobra Commander cameo, but they never fully committed to crossing over. When it wasn't like with GoBots. It was the same company and everything, same studio even. So like
exactly,
I'm surprised they never did that back in the day. And even today, we still haven't. It's a comics only thing.
Yeah, but you see, for me, I would like the '86 movie came out, right? So
yeah,
if they did like a special, TV movie or even movie, based on something like that, I would have been there. Definitely would have watched it. Like, think about it. Like Broadside could have been the USSS, whatever it was, flagship there, whatever it was called. Jetfire could have been like, the airplanes that they had and hooking up with, with some of the pilots and they turn into their heads or something like that when they transform. They could have did something that would have made sense, and I would have definitely loved to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And having even what's it called? Think about it, Cobra Commander talking to Starscream. How crazy that would have been!
All right, let's see if we can reenact it for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Now you see this, I would like to watch. You okay there, Mikey? Okay. Is it allergy or COVID?
While he does that, I'm going to grab my big hardcover.
Dang you, man. I know. No, but I think they could have I don't know, personally, I think they could have just had a better storyline. And they had it there. They had something there they could have did better. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Right,
what do you think, Danny?
No, agreed. It would have been a crossover, the animation and all that kind of matched up. And,
yeah,
it was kind of like a dream team type thing, We always wanted to see that. But
I just,
never really but all good. We got comics now that kind of do that. Right. There's some I think there's some Comic-Con exclusive toys that they kind of cross the both over, right? But
I was gonna say, look how crazy it would have been, like Cobra Commander and Starscream turning, like they hook up with Megatron and Serpentor. You know what I mean? And then those two guys trying to double cross Megatron and Serpentor. You know what I mean? At the same time, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they could have did a lot of things, man. I wish. Oh man.
I was going to say, shout out to this book here, which I realized the screen's mirrored, so the text is backwards. This is Tom Scioli's Transformers versus G.I. Joe. They made a big hardcover because it was a 14-issue long thing. They did this a couple of years ago.
No,
oh wow.
It's not backwards, Joe. It's backwards.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's just on mine then.
Yeah.
Is he holding a lightsaber?
Yeah. This is a crazy super mode he gets at one point. His trailer turns into wings, and he gets a laser sword.
Who is that? Is it Prime?
Yeah, it's just Optimus with trailer wings and stuff. Now this was a weird comic.
Now are those Jetfire wings?
Basically, but I'm trying to see if I can get some art from it, because this was a weird comic because he drew it in sort of a retro Silver Age style, and
cool, man.
Everything in it moved like really fast.
I just thinking about that right now. Like, imagine Prime, like his trailer became his wings and he could go fly.
Yeah,
he could have been a triple changer. Like,
Spin, can you find me? Well, these guys are talking. Spin, can you find me a graphic to like maybe the cover of the original G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, and just email it to me so I can throw it in the background here?
I was going to say, check out this art style. The whole comic is done sort of like this.
Yeah, that's like really marvelous right there.
Yeah, send me an image so I can put together this diorama for Orlati here.
Yeah, but this whole series was a trip because of how strange it was.
See, I would appreciate something like that more versus what we got in the first place with these headmasters. Listen, it is what it is. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's one of those, I think, right? It's either you love it or you hate it. It's a pretty cool, gimmick in a sense, but for me, it was just a storyline. That's it. That's all it was.
Okay, so I think we should ask Spinister because I believe Spin is probably the only one of us who had a collection of Target Masters and what is it? So it's Headmasters, Target Masters, and what?
Power Masters?
Power Masters.
Nobody has talked about Power Masters. I think we should defer to the expert. And I think we should ask him, as far as the Target Masters are concerned, because he has had the most extensive G1 Target Master collection and these other series, which were the best G1 molds and why? For each series. So for Power Masters, for Headmasters, and for Target Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what was the dump truck that you mentioned? Landfill? That was a crappy figure, right? But what about Point Blank? Okay.
I think Joyride was pretty nice as well too. Joyride.
It's a Power Master, yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny because Optimus Prime, go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the funny part is, Prime's trailer became a base too, of operation. So was he like a Titan? Is he a Metroplex?
Yeah, yeah. So and who had Power Master Prime? Anybody else?
Yeah.
Nope. Oh.
What about like other versions of him, of Power Master Prime? And what about that fiction? What fiction was Power Master Prime actually Optimus Prime? Because the only one that I know is actually the God Ginray, where it's not Optimus Prime.
Well, in Marvel, he became a Power Master.
In the comics, in the Marvel comics.
Yeah, in the original ones.
I guess. Yeah, that's in the later, like, is that in the 80s of the comic? I think I had those comics, but I may not have read it all the way up to there.
Yeah,
I think
it's late
like,
80s.
No.
Oh no, but I'm talking about like in terms of the numbers on the comics, like what issue? Yeah, because you're not talking about the 4-issue limited series now, the Headmasters. You're talking about in the regular series, and I think that's in that's like later in the series where I may not have read it all. The last one is like 84. Is that the last issue?
Yeah. I'm just going to look it up.
Cool. I don't know what the underbase is. Do you guys know?
Like I said, I didn't really get into that one really. Like I know the Power Master figures, but I don't the storyline. I don't.
Yeah, it was a crazy like power source beneath Cybertron that powered Starscream up into a giant like super-powered thing, and it was a big saga in the Marvel comics, and like a bunch of characters died. It was like their version of the '80s movie, basically, in terms of the body count.
But you guys don't know the issue numbers. Sorry. Sorry. You don't know the issue numbers.
Yeah. Seeing if I can find them.
I was gonna say somebody head over to TF Wiki and then probably find it there.
But Spin, we don't know what underbase is. Okay. So is this? So do you think that they took? Oh, sorry, let me get to the mic. Do you think that in you guys will know which fiction I'm talking about? There's like a CGI, you know, within the last decade. Oh, I think it's Combiner Wars. In the Combiner Wars series, the climax is also Starscream gaining like some incredible power.
Yeah. And that happened in Combiner Wars.
So you think they borrowed elements from that storyline and sort of recycled it?
Most likely.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just to really briefly back it up, I just found the answer after checking on my phone. Optimus Prime became a Power Master in Marvel Comics issue number 42.
Okay.
Ooh, I'll have to look that one up separately. Just give me a minute. Mm-hmm. Just give me a little bit. I'll find it.
It's probably easy. It's probably like you can Google it just that way, right? Say like Starscream cover Marvel.
I just looked up the underbase on the wiki.
so what's called? I was about to say. So the whole Marvel Transformer comic is basically based on after months of devastating war on their planet, the Nubilans no longer cared for whether the Autobots or Decepticons won, as long as the fighting stopped. When the forces under the command
said Nubians.
Oh, sorry. I should say Cushed. Command of what's called Fortress Maximus and Scorponite left their planet for Earth. The Lumilans took advantage of the opportunity to poison all of their...
Now he's calling them the Illuminati.
You're picking up on it, eh? The opportunity to poison all their fuels and energy sources tainted in order to render it unusable by any transformer.
Yeah, this is number 50, by the way.
So the scientist who had devastated and toxins is called High Q. Okay, soon as is falling out with his partner High Test, who was jealous over High Q's success. When a pair of Decepticon called named Darkwing and Dreadwing appeared to menace the planet. Okay, so sure, I'm reading the storyline here, and I'm like, I'm not impressed. Okay, so why are we talking about this again?
So basically, Orlati is not happy with just repeating 50 times over that he just hates the Nebulon storyline, even though he's never read it. He's not going to be happy until everybody agrees that it's a garbage storyline.
No, I'm not saying. No.
However,
I saw the cartoon.
It's time for an ad right now. Orlati, if you can talk after. Let's get
it straight.
I need to advertise childrenofprimus.com. And it's the time to talk about our Patreon, which we're hoping that all the viewers, which I'm sure there's one person watching right now. It might be me. Meow. Yeah, and there's also a cat. I don't know if you hear her, but she's trying to chime in, being like, "You motherfuckers are wasting so much time." But I do want to say that as soon as we hit, I want all you guys to join Patreon now, because as soon as we hit 5 subscribers on Patreon, what we're going to do is we're going to force Michael Orlati to read the first page to the last page of the entire mini-series of the Headmasters, and we're going to quiz him on it. And if he fails the quiz, he's going to have to read them again. That's what you get at the 5 Patreon subscriber mark.
So remember what Dee said? I have to read the first page and the last page. Which I got no problem doing.
This is the Michael Orlati I remember from high school. Touche. Well done.
I got no problem with that. So subscribe. You 5 people subscribe as soon as possible for me to read the first and the last page.
All right. Now, because Orlati deserves his props, let me get a full screen. This is dedicated to Michael Orlati right here.
Look how beautiful that is.
It's the 2-star screens.
Are you telling me you prefer to read the Marvel comic of the Headmasters versus a Headmaster version of G.I. Joe and Transformers? Look at that.
No, that'd be dope.
No, they're the same universe. Again, the art matched, everything matched. We had a bit of a crossover.
That does look good, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But look how sweet that is. You're telling me you wouldn't want to watch that or read that? Come on, man.
Guys, my cat wants to say something.
Even the cat agrees. Maybe a couple of episodes.
GoBots. We're doing X-Men. I'm kidding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was serious.
No, and I like that premise, but like I'm just saying, imagine they did this, like made to movie TV kind of thing. They could have did something like this, or they could have did something like that as a movie itself, right? Like, or leading up to a movie, right? And then do the comic run as well too. But something like this, oh my goodness, man, this is like almost like every 40 years old and up dream right here. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we've mentioned this already in other previous shows that GI Joe, there's a bit of a reboot coming out right now with Snake Eyes Origins, right?
Yeah.
That could be a good stepping stone. Let's just say what if, right? That could be like a good stepping stone
That would
from
be
right
dope.
there to start going into that, like how you said, the Marvel Universe kind of idea, right? Because I think Paramount owns that line, right? Will definitely benefit from this.
Ooh.
I'll watch that. Yeah, yeah. Imagine,
Like Pulp Fiction, except over multiple films.
Mhm.
right? So
Wasn't
imagine
that what the
Alpine.
MCU is?
Yeah, it'd be like Alpine and Roblox hooking up with Jazz and Blaster.
That'd be dope.
I'll
And it
watch
should
that.
always be, a pairing of characters that were voiced by the same voice actors back in the day.
Yeah.
Bam.
So where's my Starscream and Cobra Commander movie?
You know, gonna talk to the union
Some of
first
them,
about
some of
that.
them are not alive. So listen, this is what we ought to do for our Patreon for real. When we get serious, we should. I'm sorry. Was somebody else in the middle saying something? Okay. This is what we should actually do. We should create an app, which is an alternative to your demonic AI of choice, whether that's She Who Shall Not Be Named or it's Google or whatever. We create an AI that answers to Teletran 1, and speaks in Casey Kasem's voice.
Okay, I'm gonna put you stop there. This is copyright as of June 6th, 10 o'clock. 10:12 p.m. Eastern time, Canada, Toronto.
We have it on record. We have it on 4K.
All right, there you go. So if anybody tries to, bite that, app, we're coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it's on 4K, but other than that.
Well, it's going to be some K happening because we'll kick some butt.
4K refers to the 4 people if you're in Canada.
Oh, yes. Oh, well done. Well done. Sure.
Well, 5K because we're going to add Danny because we don't want to do 3Ks by any chance, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's my bedtime.
You're like 5K 4 if it's early enough for Danny to show up and fight too.
Come on, Danny. What do you got to say about all this stuff, man? You're like the traveling toy guy, man. Like, what's going on here?
I know, I'm
craziness here.
Well, it's kind of gone over my head, you see, and so
it was a close cut, eh?
No, it's entertaining, man. I appreciate it, but yeah, man. I don't know. At this point, I don't know anymore. So, but yeah, man. So what are our final thoughts on Headmasters then?
I like them.
I like them. I love the toys. How about that?
Yes.
I love the toys, the cartoons, not so much the comic books. You guys give me shit because I didn't read it. Well,
I didn't read it neither.
I'll try.
Just
I swear.
Go on this thing called YouTube and just have someone read it to you.
Yeah.
They sure did make for a good Titans Return toy line. That's my opinion on the Headmasters.
Yeah, definitely. They brought all our favorite characters back, and then so we're good, man. Definitely.
Storyline, hated it.
Yeah.
I think I made myself pretty clear about that. They could have did something better. I know I'm repeating myself.
I'd say, yo.
Right. I just want to be Anthony. What was that thing that you said a long time ago? Earlier, the earworm.
Oh, the theme song to the Headmasters anime was an earworm.
Exactly. So I want to be that earworm when it comes to Headmaster. So every time you think about Headmaster, you're gonna hear me say in the background, "Yeah, it sucked." They could have done something better.
It's like a Pavlovian response. Every time I think about Headmasters, I just go,
"Shit, man! What the mic say again?" Yeah, Joe, GoBots. That's what it is. What about you, Spin? So we can literally say, "Oh, sorry, my bad." Oh, here's a fun fact. Did you know he had a son?
Did you guys know Daniel
Shot.
Daniel and Six Shot were buddies?
yes.
Yeah. And he had a son too. That also transformed into Six Things. I just forgot his name. But they were a part of that. Thank you. And they were a part of the Six Ninja Clan or something like that. Again, a reference to G.I. Joe there.
And let's be clear. Cultural appreciation of Japanese culture. Yes.
So we can literally say we can all agree that the toys, we love the toy. We love the toy concepts and all that kind of stuff. Storyline, that's where we have our difference of opinions. That we're allowed to agree to disagree. Remember that, people. We are allowed to have opinions, and we're allowed to agree to disagree. Okay, and we can respect that. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's allowed.
Yeah.
Go
Spin,
Bucks!
Spin, can I have the spotlight, please? All right, so tell me when I'm on. All right, so we're gonna do a first. This is just first for DJ Spinister.
Ooh, what scale is that? That's tiny guy, eh?
Yes, it is. It's a tiny guy,
They're-
but not a bad-looking fellow.
It's nice.
Mhm.
Look at the quality here. We got a nice guy. So this is a legend scale, and now so apparently we're doing a marathon run here to show all of what's left to show. Boom, check that out now.
Ooh.
All right, now what are these guys? Do you know?
That's your change your tracks in the background there.
No.
I don't know what these are.
Do you know what figures those are?
No,
Well, one of them is a bat.
well, I mean, I know who. Highbrow, and the other one was Mind Wipe.
That's it, Mind Wipe.
Yeah, but I don't know which figures these are. I don't know if those are for. I think are those third party?
So obviously they're headmasters, but what scale
These are legends.
and what company?
These are legends.
Oh, see, Danny knows.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, man, but they're more recent. These guys, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
these are the Mech Fans toys. Here,
Mech-Man.
look,
There you go.
these
Yeah.
are the Mech Fans toys.
Yeah.
OS KOs of oversized KOs of the DX9 molds.
Oh,
So DX9 made these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Here's the ones that are out of the package. So I haven't opened those ones yet that you just saw.
so these are the
Are you
bigger.
guys seeing?
Yeah,
Are
okay.
you
Yeah,
guys
it's
seeing
a
the
weird
in front of me
spinny
right now?
thing.
I see. Loading thing. Looks like it's something's loading.
But we can
Yeah,
see the toys behind it, so
I wonder why it's giving me the load. It's giving me the loading sign too. I'm not
just
sure. why.
navigate around it.
So you're actually seeing that
We can
the
still
circle?
see it.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Oh, okay. Wait.
You can
I
go
don't know
around it.
why that would be.
It's a tiny
Let me-
chunk of the screen.
Transition. There we go.
All right, there we go.
That's strange.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah, so here they are. So Spin. When I say that, so they're oversized, meaning they're just like they're not double the size. They're like 10% larger than the DX9 ones. So because
Like oversized by 10%, almost barely qualifies as oversized.
well, it does because like they're like they'll scale better with the other figures, right?
Hmm.
Because the original DX9 figures were small. So like, the headmasters are supposed to be big. They're supposed to be big characters, and Six Shot, right, is a big character.
Mhm.
So if your Jazz is bigger than your Chrome Dome, it's not really going to work out. Here's a hard head.
Nice.
Look, we can argue, or I can show you this hard head.
You just took them on. Just trash them right there. Bye.
Trash them. Exactly. Well, so it's a marathon run. It's the end of the night, right? So which hard head would you pick?
I do like the smaller one.
Yeah.
Way better. Way better. Mech Fans Toys versus Mainline. Oh, why is this camera giving out on us? We're moving up to the main event here. Working our way up. No, we don't want to see that. Our technical difficulties. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me a second to get the camera back.
Sidekill strikes again.
Yeah, seriously. So you know what? But there was a really good third-party Sidekill.
Oh, yeah.
It was an old review of mine that I did. It was
Yeah.
It wasn't technically third party. It was sort of like it was a weird situation, but they made like a masterpiece scaled Sidekill.
Yeah.
It is third party.
Yeah, sort of. What it is what was the name of the company that made it?
I don't. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
Camera back on.
Yeah, it was so like whatever third party company it was got the license for Machine Robo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was the Diaclone style Takara Japan thing that they got to become the GoBots. So they were producing official Machine Robo toys instead of official GoBot toys. So it would be like if a third-party company got the rights to Microman and made the gun Robo that we all know as Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation.
Okay, look, That's pretty good art.
Yeah.
This is Mike trying to get us into GoBots. Okay, now I'm going to throw you guys for a loop. Now this, you don't know what the fuck this is.
I am the earworm.
That's Thrilling 30 Brainstorm. Yeah.
Yeah, I put him back there so you'd see the scale. But what figure is this?
Is it a Mastermind Creations guy? Because I know those are in scale with Brainstorm generally.
That's an oversized too, isn't it?
It is an oversized, not MMC. This is actually too small to be MMC.
Not MMC. I don't. Isn't it from the same line that you just showed us? What's it called?
No, it's this line I showed you is this size.
Oh shoot! Okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
So you got your brainstorms here.
Yeah.
The Titans Return one is in the package. I don't have them open, but like this, here's the size of Titans Return.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got the Mech Fans toys, which is smaller than that.
Yeah.
Right. And the original mold of this, remember, DX9 was even smaller. So you got that, and then you go up to Titans Return, and then this is, what would you say? What do you call this? Is this Voyager? Is this Deluxe? What is that?
That's a Voyager.
Voyager. Okay. So what you have here is an oversize of the Titans Return.
Oh, really?
So this is the Titans Return, but this is what you could actually, if you had gotten all of these, this is from a KO company. It might have been Wei Jiang, I'm not sure, but these were awesome. Like you could actually, you couldn't really put these next to your MMC masterpiece figures, but you could fill out, if I had all of these, which unfortunately I don't, and these were $20. These were like $18.99. And
Really?
you could put these on a masterpiece shelf and they would look fine. Like obviously they're on the back, they're hollow and stuff. They're Titans Returns figures. But they got better joints. They're tighter. Like the size of the Headmaster is a good size. Could pass as an MP size. So these were like really crazy bang for buck. So if I had my choice, I would pick all of these instead of the officials. So these would be. And these would be the only way you could fill out a masterpiece shelf because we don't have all the characters in a masterpiece line. Now, quickly, back to homages for Spinister. We remember when we looked at this, right? We're coming to the climax here. Now,
The MP right there. That's is that Fans Toys? No, or DX9?
DX9, that's right.
Oh,
So this is an oversize of the original DX9s, but this is of the Legend DX9. But this here is DX9 6-shot, which I think is arguably the best one. Fans Toys is good. And there's the Fuma one is really dope. And I haven't handled that one, but I think. Go ahead. Well, no, but this is masterpiece scale, and this is legend scale. So, you know, they're for different markets, different audience, right? This is a $200 figure. This is
the price. There's a huge price difference.
This is a $50 figure.
Yeah.
Right. So, and also there's been like a lot of people like Legends because, you know, you could put a whole cast on a small shelf.
Yeah. That is generally the appeal. Yeah.
Right. You could do that for $1,000 as opposed to $10,000.
Well, not if it's a third-party Legend.
Anyway, I just brought this guy out. And if we had more time, we'd pose him up next to Ultra Magnus, and then we'd have a funeral for Ultra Magnus.
That's a nice figure.
Now, what about this guy?
That's Fort Max's guy. What's his name?
Cerebros.
Yeah. Cerebros.
Maybe like the character with the coolest name.
Right.
Now, which one? Now, which Cerebros is this?
I mean that just looks like the Titans Return version. I think
it just turns into a head. Big.
Where you get the Coleco? Do you notice that Michael Orlotti is boycotting us for this whole presetation?
He's just showing us.
He's just like
masterpiece
fuck Headmasters GoBots. Fuck Headmasters GoBots.
Starting beef.
If Headmasters are Transformers, I quit Transformers. I'm only GoBots. This is basically what he's trying to tell us.
No, but you know what? I found that masterpiece cycle that you're talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
But is that the so that company that apparently none of us know the name of, they did their line of GoBot figures, and then they did and all of those are kind of chug scale. And then they did the cycle in that scale along with a bunch of other figures. And then they redid the cycle at a larger scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the one that you're showing there, I don't know if that's the premium one or if that's their regular small one.
Yeah.
That's a big one because he's compared to Masterpiece Megatron in that photo.
Yeah, okay. But that's that other one there that you're talking about.
Which one? I mean,
you
guys see them? Is there a picture that has the two of them together?
I'm trying to find that.
Oh yeah, maybe right up at the top there. Maybe that's it.
Action Toys is the name of the thing. I just looked it up.
Yeah, like the third picture there.
This one here.
Yeah, is that?
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, that's both versions. Yeah.
Click on that.
Action Toys was the name of the company, so they did the little one, and they did a bunch of them in that small scale there, and then they did the big cycle as a one-off.
Man, that sucks that he's not like closer in scale to Megatron though. He's still half the size of Megatron. It looked like.
Yeah, this one over here.
I don't really think he's giving him a hard time in the Gladiator Arena at that scale.
No. But if it was bigger, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Back to your presentation. Sorry.
All right. So Anthony, you're not saying this is the Fans Toys version.
No, unless I'm wrong about that. It looks like the Titans Return one at a glance.
It is the Titans Return one. The Fans Toys one.
It was never. They never made it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we hope that it will.
Well, they teased it like a million times, but it never happened.
Oh, isn't it that thing that's like larger than anything?
Yeah.
I wonder how. Yeah. Probably bigger than Unicron even.
Yeah. Absolutely. Spin, I just threw this in for you.
Snapdragon.
Hey, the guy everybody forgot about.
All right, and now here, and we showed the other horror con in a previous episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Here we go. Grand finale. Grand finale, just like the DOC. That's that shit right there.
Ooh, that is the Scorponok that I talked about right at the start. We brought it all around full circle.
I need that. I need that.
Teddy was like, I need that. I gotta sell that, man.
Yeah. This figure is so goddamn fucking dope.
Right? Yeah,
You
man.
know, like you totally can put that. You could totally put that in a masterpiece collection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And what was dope about it, speaking of like bringing scales, you know, like fixing scale problems that we had in G1, you know, one of you guys tried to like get me to freak out on camera the other week talking about the G1 Motor Master compared to Optimus Prime. And that's why like I was so excited when finally they started making Menasor, they started making Motor Master in masterpiece scale, and I have all of them that you can put next to Optimus Prime. Like I didn't even care about making Menasor. I just wanted to have a Motor Master that scale with Optimus Prime. And same thing as Spin alluded to here, is supposed to be Scorponok up against Fort Max, and the toys that we had, you know, was worse than Orlati, what you just showed with that Gladiator Arena problem, right? So here we finally have a Scorponox that can actually go up against Fort Max. So
Yeah.
this is one of the dopest things, you know, next to that Unicron. This is one of the coolest things that Hasbro has ever done, in my opinion. So to all the Headmaster haters out there, this is one of the best Hasbro figures that has ever been made.
Call a
And
headmaster
it's the
haters,
Headmaster.
hate masters.
Hate masters, exactly. Don't be a hate master.
Hey,
Well, in that case, I'm gonna have to, do
That's
this
the end of
now.
my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be taking questions. I'll be backstage. Any of the girls want to, come at me with the, you come tell me you're a headmaster. We will tell them.
it's about
Have a moment of silence for Ultra Magnus, who was killed in the Headmaster series. Moment of silence for Blaster. Psycho was killed, yes. All the Transformers we lost in this episode. Oh, there he is dying. Leader 1 was like, he was never really my enemy. I loved him.
In my Revenge of the Sith,
fighting. Megatron, we were just play fighting. Don't you get it?
I know it.
How would you feel if I killed Megatron?
In my what's it called, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Darth Vader voice there. No. All right, let's put this to bed, just like Leader 1 did to Psykill.
damn.
As you know, today's Headmasters was brought to you by GoBots.
Headmasters brought to you by. I got toys all over the floor.
One.
I don't
Oh. This guy even
like
came
to,
with this guy even came with ninja stars,
Oof.
Nice.
look at that, eh?
which I didn't know. I've been watching Headmasters. Apparently,
I told you he's part of the Sixth Ninja Clan.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
See? All right, I think this was hopefully successful. Yeah.
Did anybody check? Did anybody confirm that we had audio?
Well, we're gonna find out later.
I checked briefly on YouTube, so we at least had audio on that end that sounded okay.
Hey, how come we didn't get any comments?
Hold on, no, that Mike has to Spin has to check those comments. We can't check those.
That's what Spin. What happened to the comments? Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
This was a step up. I think let's give DJ Spinister a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on. He's been working hard. He's been putting in the hours.
Yeah.
Man,
We started
I don't know how none of this shit works.
late.
Yeah.
It worked. This shit actually worked. Now we've lost our entire audience.
but hey, in time we'll get them back.
We'll get them back. Now that we actually have a podcast that works. I was going to comment on that. I'm not happy about that. We should. Or Lottie, how about the Patreon?
I'm actually off tomorrow, so I'm gonna work on that then.
I think
Maybe if we get 100
idea.
subscribers, you have to read Headmasters.
Remember the first page and the last page.
Subscribers, he has to read Headmasters.
Right.
Every
Exactly.
subscriber is another page.
When it's 100, we're putting out our first figure.
Oh man, there's a
Danny,
lot
I
of
don't know,
things.
'cause Danny joined us late. I don't know if he knows that we're putting out figures when we get to. I don't know if he knows all our benchmarks.
Danny's gonna be our sales guy, man. He's gonna
That's
be
what
our
I'm
dealer.
saying. So we got to fill him in on what the tiers are and what the figures are and the
I'll sell it.
add-on kits that we've already promised our faithful viewers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
I'm telling you, man. Remember, Danny, I told you I kept you in mind. I never forgot about you.
Yeah.
Remember that. Okay. All right. So let's wrap it up. Like we said, the show was brought to you by GoBots and the letter G. And
The no bots.
okay, and our crossovers with Transformers. So with G.I. Joe. So that's our show today for Headmasters. As you are well aware, whoever watches the show afterwards, the toys are fantastic. We have no problem with the toys. We love playing with them, right? Just the storyline, we have some mixed opinions on that, okay? So I guess it's time to do some...
Exactly.
We didn't talk about Beast Wars this
It's time to
episode.
do some tomfoolery.
No, Beast Wars we could do next week. So let's start with
I
some
may be
plugs.
sick next week.
Sorry?
All right. I gotta get my cat nap, yo.
All right, brother. I think we all need
It
our
was
cat
this or
naps now. Where'd you go? Okay. Look, he transformed.
Okay. All right.
Is there a full moon?
Stay tuned for next time, yo. Stay tuned for next time.
Hold on, we're gonna do some plugs before you take off, man. All right, let's do our plugs, our roundabout plug. Anthony, obviously we're gonna start with you because we definitely gotta plug you, man. So
Yeah.
what do we got coming up Monday and Friday?
Okay, so Monday, Kingdom Air Razor. Probably one of the best figures in the line thus far, honestly. And not a character that gets much appreciation either, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually like
Next Friday, doing retro, and since I brought him up a lot on the show, having a look at Maestro, the old third-party G2 Jazz.
Nice.
nice.
So this was an old TFCon exclusive, and then
Which one is
Monday after. This
which
is
one?
this is a Maestro. This is a repaint of Downbeat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's nice.
and then
MMC.
Monday after that, I'm currently working on Kingdom Cyclonus. Really nice, big.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Look, he's a
So-
target master.
No, he doesn't have his.
Oh,
I got the Target Master version over here. They did a version of him in Universe 2.0 that Target Master stuck to his back right now.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not the guy I'm looking at, though. I'm sure I'll take a picture of him for comparison. It's this guy I'm looking at. Yeah, so those are my next 3 on deck.
Cool. And that's Monday, Friday?
Monday, Friday, Monday is those 3.
Okay, so definitely you can check that out on Children of
Primus.
There you go. All right, .com. All right.
Children of Primus know the.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I was pretty good today. Daniel.
Touche.
What you got dealing?
It's not much.
What you got dealing?
Now. Not much right now, man. Just
but do you have stuff to sell?
Do I? Not yet, man. I'm more in hoarding mode right now. So
okay.
just like, but yeah,
if you
know, things to sell, if that's the case, I'll be using your platform, right? So definitely stay tuned for that.
Okay, because so you awesome. I love that. I love the follow up there. So when Daniel gets back to dealing, you could definitely find them on our classified Children of Primus. There you go. Our classified section. So you could definitely find them there. And but I'm pretty sure if somebody needs something, I'm pretty sure you can find it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
There you go. All right.
I'm on Instagram, Daniel_Gonzalez. So,
oh, we're supposed to be plugging our Instagrams? This guy.
We do have an Instagram page, but we haven't filled it up yet. We're still trying to figure this stuff out one step at a time, one platform at a time, I guess, right? D. Exactly. We did pretty good on our Facebook page. It took us quite a few years, but but we did pretty good there. Now we're conquering the live side of it, right? So hopefully next is the picture sides.
Mm-hmm.
D, what you got to plug?
My plug is let me show you right here. The best fiction of all time, Transformers universe, is the 4-part miniseries that I'd like to plug right here. The Headmasters. Any true Transformers fan, you've either read this or you're about to read this.
First and last.
Or you don't belong with the big boys playing Transformers. You go off in the little special education area where we have a few GoBots for you. I'm sure you could transform those.
Hold on. If I saw it, does that count?
No. No, we're not. We're talking. This is actually for people who can read.
Okay. So for the people that can't read, you can go on YouTube. Look it up.
I can't. No, listen, by the way, we're tracking jokes here. All right. No offense to people with who are challenged with reading, like Michael and myself.
All right.
All right. We're hood geniuses. All right.
We're self-taught, self-made, self-taught,
autodidactic.
Exactly.
Awesome rhyme antics.
Whatever we need to figure it out, we get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we got to rip a motherfucker's head off, like Fort Max right up here.
What do we got to spin? What do you got to plug? Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Hopefully this show is just gonna be as successful as many other shows that we're gonna be doing after this. And join us, talk to us, comment to us, hit that like, hit the smash notification, whatever it is.
Ring that bell.
Dislike.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Whatever you like, whatever you don't like, it doesn't matter.
Leave a comment, or I'm coming for your punk ass.
Exactly. It's just this show is it's organic. Yeah, we have some topics, but at the end of the day, you see how far we go, right? We go everywhere and anywhere. That's why we call it freestyle, because that's what we want to do. We just want to have a good time. Sorry?
Prowl would not approve. Neither would
Prowl can go hang.
He would blow a fuse, so to speak.
Well, I was about to say Prowl could go hang around with Smokescreen. So I know. So all I'm gonna say is I hope you guys enjoy this show. Hopefully we got some audio and some good video. And next week we're gonna again hopefully start around 8ish. And I guess we're gonna roll out.
I have one more plug.
Let's do it.
So listen, this is not the way I want it to be. It just is how things are. If we were the 1986 cast, Spinister would be Ultra Magnus. I'm sorry, Anthony, would be Hot Rod / Rodimus.
Damn you.
It's not by choice. It's not by choice. It's just what it is. Danny, I'll save you to last. Michael Orlotti would be Springer.
Okay.
Anthony, your ass would not be Grimlock. You'd be Perceptor.
Ah, that makes sense.
And Danny
No, you mean
would be
Anthony.
Cup.
D cup. D
Drunk old fart.
D cup, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
I'll take it.
That's a good figure too. That's a pretty good one.
And his head comes off, so he's on topic.
Look at that,
Ugh.
Touche. Fuck your whole head up. Now, and what is that guy's name?
Convex.
The head. Huh?
Convex.
Oh, not concave. That would be in the shattered glass version.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's a nice
There you
figure.
go.
Mm.
One of the few Fans Toys figures that I'm missing is their Perceptor.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a myth nowadays.
Speaking of, so I heard. Now listen, I know a guy who knows a guy who said you're the guy who could get me the shit that I need, and I don't really have. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, nice T-shirt,
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Danny.
Electroplect. Yeah.
If you need some t-shirts as well too. Hold on. If you need some t-shirts,
Roll out.
Yeah.
Danny's the guy for the tees as well too.
There was a time.
What do you mean? Danny's not just the OG, but he's also the T.
Yo, we definitely no, seriously, we could throw together some Children of Primus T-shirts.
Sure, we can.
That's easy.
But it's one step at a time. Let's just conquer the live version before we start conquering other things, right?
You think we should have at least like a couple audience members before we make merchandise?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we need to finish this first.
I thought you were the guy who was like, yeah, it's all organic, and like, you know, now you're like being like a logical, like we have to do step A. And
Oh no, it is organic. It's organically growing. You know, we just gotta put some water, give it some sunlight, right? Give it a little bit of love. And then it's
but
gonna
what about
grow.
mechanic? There's such a thing as mechanical life too. Okay, you don't have to be so biased
Okay,
in your like they're sentient machines. You know, that's what the whole thing is about, and you have to just make everything about organic life.
Yes, because I'm trying to be
as if we robots like don't count.
Listen, I'm trying to be. If my name, I don't know, if I was a Transformer, I'd be like Recycle Michael. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Transformer name ever.
Hey,
You know what I mean? So,
hey.
right? But if you want to add a little bit of
Right,
elbow
hold on, let me
grease-
get back on my flying carpet to fly up out of here.
So the Allen. So the whole point is, you know, we're gonna put a little bit of. Okay, so to your point, we're putting some elbow grease in here. You know, we're shifting into gear. Once we get into, you know, a good what's called.
You don't have to
Speed.
take my comments seriously. You know, it's not like I was actually.
No, I'm just teasing you. So what happened is that I like to, you know, get there and then come up with the t-shirts and some other stuff, like how you said.
Who's gonna draw the T-shirt?
Well, we got a couple of graphic designers, Mike and I know. Yeah.
Well, I'll draw the picture, and somebody else can do the layout and graphic design.
You know what we could also do too? We can also get the fans. Well, I mean, like our viewers, like when it starts growing all that, we can get, you know, like a fan concept one. We could put it out there and say, hey,
I like that.
you know what I mean? Like, what do you guys like, or you guys want to come up with a cool concept? Like I wouldn't say like a contest, but something like that, you know, along those lines, kind of thing, right?
I definitely think we should have some viewers before we do that.
Yeah. But this viewer here, I'm going to bed. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
I know Danny needs his cat nap.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. Until next week. Until all are one.
I'm keeping Spinister up. We going late tonight. We're gonna transform this shit. Danny, your ass needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the
You're
fucking
in the- you know
rainbows
what?
and shit.
Spanky.
This guy's turning into a gremlin. Look, he's growing a tail.
No.
Yes, that is.
He ate after midnight, turning into a mogwai. Look, the tail is the same color as his hair too. Like it literally looks like it's this motherfucker's tail.
Oh, there goes my tail.
Don't put water on him, I guess.
Talk about the tail, and it disappears back into his butt.
I'm like, what tail?
Spinky.
Jumanji.
I know it.
Yo, that's fire.
That's fine.
But
Me after
With this
That guy's
fire,
lit.
anything-
it's lit.
it's me after eating too much spicy food.
Yo, all right, maybe you are Grimlock.
Spinky, are you able to cut the?
Viral, yo.
Are you able to cut the cast?
That was the most Transformer themed looking one that you did all night.
Right?
Yeah,
You
cut
know,
the
you had
cast,
the
and then we could
electricity.
talk ourselves after.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
guys.
Oh shit.
Oh, no, that's
okay,
Boy
you
George.
should have ended it before he did that.
That's
I know.
fine.
What happened? You let him embarrass himself.
I
You
got
didn't
it
just
coordinated.
lock it off when Michael told you.
Planet of
So
Cybertron.
good.
Now,
Dude, you look like
oh
Boy
no,
George,
God,
man.
I'm never gonna